Some of you may have heard about the Stop the Bleed classes. That's about like emergency trauma out on the trail or in everyday life. This isn't that. So we're not going to stop the bleed, but we are going to
Do the bleed.
do the bleed. So let's get on topic. Hey everybody, it's Thomas with Get Out Arizona, and you are watching another episode of Toolbox Topic. Once again, we're at Trek Bicycle Store, West Phoenix in Goodyear, Arizona, and I'm joined by my co-host this week, Wyatt Spalding.
What's up?
How the hell are you?
Doing good, man. Doing the bleed.
Doing the bleed. Now I joke all the time and say I'm surprised WB hasn't picked us up yet. Obviously, you know the answer to that, but I still think we're more entertaining than those fucking English homos on Global Biking Network. God damn. How they have over a million subs, I have no idea. They don't even know how to do like a testing the right way.
It's hard to watch.
Oh, God, painful.
Hurts my brain.
Anyways, I digress. At least they're not French. No, I'm joking. Canadian is what? No, I'm joking too. I know we haven't picked on anybody in a while, but I'll leave those guys alone. We're joking. They should enjoy their success, every bit of it. It's just I'm bitter because
I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, I'm still at 52 subs.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we'll get on topic. Yes, we're gonna bleed.
Yeah.
The hydraulic brakes, and today we're actually gonna. Now the process is the same for front and rear.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be bleeding the rear brakes today. Just to let you know.
Yeah.
I've never seen this process done before. I have no idea what's involved because once again, even though I could do this stuff at home probably, I choose to bring the bike here. And why? We go back to the fact that I'm lonely, and this is the cool place to hang out, guys. Come on now.
Yeah.
So, Wyatt, what's involved? Walk us through this before we actually get
Yeah.
started. What are some of the things we're going to need, and how complicated is this procedure?
This one's super easy and super nice and super quick, which
Okay.
is awesome. It's for any Shimano hydraulic system brake.
Okay.
Pretty much. Going to be a whole different procedure for anything that's SRAM, Haze, any of those other hydraulic systems that are going to be dot fluid are going to be completely different from this. But most mineral oil systems, this will even work on some Tektro brakes if you can get the right adapter and everything. But it's super easy.
So now what's the difference between mineral oil system and a dot system? I know a dot system is what you would find on your vehicle,
Yeah,
essentially. So is it just the fluid, or is it fundamentally the system's different?
It's the whole system is very similar the way the pistons work and the master cylinder works. It's just obviously you're gonna have different fluid in there and then different seals that are made to work with the fluid.
Right.
Like if you were to put a dot fluid in a Shimano system, it would pretty much completely melt all the seals in there.
Right.
Because they're designed to work with mineral oil. And
Right.
Inversely, if you did the same, you probably wouldn't get a very good bleed with mineral oil in a SRAM system or something like that.
Okay.
But most of the time, you'll know Shimano's never made a hydro brake that uses anything but mineral oil.
Okay.
And SRAM has pretty much done the same too. Sometimes there's a difference between .4 and .5.1.
Right.
But
Now, inherently, is one system better than the other, or yes and no? Because it almost seems like
I guess
mineral oil might be a little bit more universal than trying
Yeah.
to find dot fluid in a pinch.
Yeah, exactly. I ride SRAM brakes and I really like them, but I will give Shimano that. One, they're harder to bleed. Two, it's harder to find people that know how to bleed them. Three, it's harder to find the utensils you need to bleed them.
Right.
So yeah, they're not as serviceable. Shimano's probably going to be easier in every instance if you're running into issues with them.
Okay. Good
But
deal.
it's,
Good
it's
to
really
know.
cool. All you need for this, it's basically what we call that as a basic gravity bleed is what we're going to do right now. We call it that because we're letting gravity kind of help us out here, bring the air bubbles wherever they are in the system to the top. So what you want to do is get your lever set flat. Whatever you're bleeding, front or rear, you want to make sure that your lever's higher than the caliper because the gravity will allow that if the caliper is lower, air will travel to the top.
Okay.
So that's why we want that. If there's any like downward kinks in your cable, you want to kind of try and get that pointing upwards. And you'll know to do this when maybe your brake's just feeling a little spongy.
Right.
Maybe you've worn your pads about halfway through and it's just your brake's throwing in very far. Maybe you want to do a quick little lever bleed to get it pumped up and feeling good again. And all you need for that is a little bit of mineral oil and one Shimano bleed funnel. That's all you need.
Nice.
Sometimes you do have to go through the full bleed procedure where you're going to flush the whole hydraulic system with entirely fresh fluid,
Okay.
which is very necessary. I would recommend doing that at least once a year,
Okay.
out here especially with how dry and dusty it is, because you'll actually see a lot of times that fluid will get all black and dirty and
Contaminated.
grimy. and then you're pushing all that dirty fluid past your seals, and it's almost acting like sandpaper in your
Similar to what we've seen with front suspension.
Yeah.
So you get that same, it works down in there, and then it can really do a number on your seals.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
The Shimano systems, they're not serviceable, but they're very well designed. So if you fully flush them and keep dirt and bad stuff out of your fluids, you can probably use your brakes for 5-6 years without having issues.
Nice.
But that's if you
take care of it, maintenance. And we've preached that before here. Do your preventative maintenance, so the money that you've invested into your bike, because it is an investment, goes further. Okay, just like a car or any other mechanical device, it needs that preventative maintenance. So, and whether you're going to do it or take it to your local shop, just make sure it gets done.
Definitely. And yeah, all you got to do is crack this little bolt here. This should not be very tight. It's very easy to strip because it's a little 2mm Allen wrench on there. And then you take that off. You can kind of see, it's going to be good that we're bleeding this because you can look down into the reservoir and there's no oil in there to be seen. So we're going to fill the reservoir up a little bit, which will be nice and give them a little firmer feeling brake. We just thread that on, and there's this little piece here that's we're gonna pull out. That's our plunger. That'll allow fluid to go down into the system. And literally all you do for this is start pumping your brake up, and that's going to create kind of like a pressure within there that sucks the oil in, pushes the air out as you're pumping that up. And
so super similar to that if you know how to bleed the brakes on your car.
It's literally the same thing, just smaller, pretty much smaller. So I'm gonna keep doing that, and you'll see. You can't see it on camera, obviously, because it's very small.
I'll try to zoom in on the other angle, and we'll see what we can.
Yeah, there's lots of little bubbles coming out, and you're just gonna want to keep doing that until you completely see none coming out. And there's a couple different methods. You can pump the lever like that. You can actually use this plunger to kind of like plunge it like a toilet almost, and you will see air coming out. But most of the times, just pumping your lever is going to do that for you.
Nice.
So you kind of just sit here, relax, drink a cup of coffee, do this for a couple minutes, check on it.
Wyatt, all this talk about pumping levers is getting me hot. Where's the hookers and blow?
We don't got no hookers and blow today.
No hookers and blow today?
We're just doing the bleed today.
Are they coming in on the next truck?
They are. They're coming in on the next truck, but they got delayed.
Kid show.
It's a kid show, yeah. Hookers and blow. We're talking about fish hooks and blowing bubbles.
Oh, yeah. Lord, have mercy.
Cool, but we're done here. There's no more air.
Right. In case you guys were wondering, I don't have an age restriction on my video, so it's just if your 12-year-old comes and says, "Hey, I was watching Get Out Arizona Toolbox Topic, and there was a finger talking about hookers and blow," and, monitor your kid better. Don't blame me. Is all I can say.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, so now we've got all the bubbles out and everything like that, and that's again extremely easy process.
It was extremely easy. It was extremely quick, and now you can feel that his lever does not pull in as far as it was.
Okay.
There's a couple things though you want to be aware of when you do this lever bleed. Is that one, if you do have slightly worn pads and that's why you're doing this, when you replace your pads, you'll have to redo this. Because when you put fresh pads in with bigger, thicker pad compound on there, you're going to need to push those pistons out, therefore less fluid being in the hydraulic system like it was before we did this. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. So again, I don't know how many of you still bleed your own brakes. Again, I've been taking my vehicle to the dealership for years now for service just because times have changed. But my first vehicle came time to change the brake pads. I took the lid off the master fluid reservoir and then put a rag around it because when you compress those pistons in, you can see that brake level of fluid rise. If you do it too fast, bloop, all over the place. So nice and easy, you'll see the fluid rise. So again, the same principle because just like remember in physics, if any of you took physics, matter can neither be created nor destroyed. So if you're adding more fluid in, it's not going to magically disappear. You're going to have to relieve that pressure for new pads. So.
Yeah. But it's so easy, and that's the nice thing about the Shimano system is if we were doing SRAM or something, you got to have this whole kit full of syringes with you when you can carry a little bottle of mineral oil and a funnel like that in your toolkit, and you could bleed your brake real quick up the trailhead.
Yeah, if you needed to.
If you needed to. But that's not going to happen with the SRAM system. Like I said, I love my SRAM brakes. They bite really good. They give me good braking power, but that's cool. That's cool.
That is super easy.
So
super easy.
It's nice that it's that simple and that it's that accessible for anyone to do.
I actually think this is probably one of, as far as level of involvement and everything, one of the easiest maintenance procedures we've done on Toolbox.
Which you wouldn't think because everyone gets scared when you say bleed, it just sounds like something more technical, and it does get that way when you're doing the full bleed for the Shimano or the full bleed for SRAM, but anyone can do this, and it's going to make your brakes feel rad.
Even a caveman can do it.
Oh yeah, you can do it with a stone and...
Please don't ding us for that. We're not trying to steal their trademark. So, all right, well, there you have it, guys. Nice and easy. It was a quick toolbox topic. Well, as quick as they're going to get with us.
Yeah.
You know how we like to carry on.
Like to joke, yeah.
For bleeding your brakes. Now, if you have any questions about what you've seen today, as we always say, leave a comment down below. If I don't know the direct answer, the accurate answer, I should say, I'll get with Wyatt or Brandon or one of the guys here at the shop. Or you can leave a comment down below and follow the link. It's going to be down below for Trek Bicycle Store, West Phoenix in Goodyear, Arizona. Call the shop. Ask your questions. If you're local, come on in. Ask your questions. They'll be more than happy to help you. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, obviously, and the bell notification icon so you're going to be up to date on all the new videos we post, and you're going to help out the channel because we want to grow. We want to be able to bring this information to everybody who's, this is for regular people who ride and everything like that. We're not elite athletes or elite individuals. We do the maintenance in our garage, sometimes on the trail, and we have a local shop that we go to, and that's what these videos are geared for, is for regular people to get this stuff done. Obviously, there's some procedures that are more complex and you do need to bring it into the shop, but I think overall a lot of the things we've discussed is stuff you can do in your shop with the right tools and setup. That being said, there's also links to our social media, Facebook, Instagram. Follow those links, follow us. It's the day-to-day stuff on Get Out Arizona. Upcoming rides, hikes, events, everything that we're doing, you're going to find it there. So, man, Wyatt, I think that's it.
It was rad, yeah.
That's it. All right, guys, what do we always tell you? Remember, be kind to yourself and others. Always be amazing stewards out on that trail, and we have to ask, what are you waiting for? Get Out Arizona. We will see you on that next adventure.
Later.
Wyatt, thanks again for being on the show. We really appreciate it. Take care, guys.
Sweet. That was a good one. I like that.
That's two. All right.